Hello, my fellow freaks and dorks and geeks and dweebs. I say all those terms lovingly because I am all of those things. How it do, how it do, how it do. How about you? I am not doing so hot today. I'm just going to be real with you because that's what I'm doing here. That's why I'm calling myself Teal's the real deal. Feel me? If I wanted to be all glossy and like, hey guys, it's Teal. I'm going to show you these concealers that can cover what your face is really feeling. Then I would call myself Teal's the fake deal. But I'm not. I'm just Teal. And it's getting pretty real. Been having a rough one. Just chugga on the struggle train today. Yeah, shit is going down. Things are going on out there that I thought only existed in the mind of a really fearful person like myself. But it turns out they're actually out there. Feels very close, very present, clear and present danger. Just trying to hold it together. Feeling pretty held together with scotch tape, to be honest. And tonight I was just feeling like my hair is ugly, my face is ugly, I'm breaking out, everything about me is bad, I'm terrible, I'm not even a good poet, I suck, everything is wrong, fuck. I know those things aren't really true, but that's how I was feeling. My hair was such that the only solution for it was a hat. One cool thing in my life is I got these pants with frickin' stirrups that are actually from the 90s. But in keeping with things only being like mostly cool and then kind of sucky, I guess I just found a hole in them too. But I know how to sew, kinda. But yeah, these are genuine article, baby. 9 days. So there's one good bit. Yeah, I've just been having fits all day and crying and golly. Having a really uncomfortable time in my skin and breaking out and kind of suffering in the human condition, but that's all part of it. I also have really severe endometriosis, and I've written a lot of poems about that. I'll talk about it more later when I can kind of focus on it, but basically it's crazy, freaky, inexplicable scar tissue growing around your organs and making everything miserable. So on top of the layer cake of crazy shit just makes it when people are like, you just need to keep your head up, and you're like, Puh. Not that I would ever really hurt anyone. I wouldn't. I mean, I don't think so. I don't know anymore. I mean, you come for me, we'll see. I don't know. I'm such a pacifist. I'm such a peacenik. I just want people to fucking hug again. Shit. But yeah. Very stomach achy, very queasy, very uneasy. Not so breezy. Look at me poeting right now as we speak. So much on my mind. There's also been like 40 to 70 mile per hour gusts going on for the last 2 days, just consistently, just this like so when you're trying to like quiet your soul and that's going down, it's tricky. Today is also my Uncle Larry's birthday, and he passed away. God, timelines are tripping me out, but I guess 13 years ago? Help. Time. And he was really special to me. Really, really special. I was kind of like a daughter to him, but I always think it's important to focus on birthdays and not departure days, if that makes sense. But I was just feeling very emotional about him And that's why I wore this shirt. I had a fit digging around my room looking for it, but this was Uncle Larry's shirt that he gave to me. And it's Johnny Clegg and Savuka. And man, are they having a cool party in this picture, in this shirt. I just love it. Only the 90s were the 90s, okay? I'm going to go off on a whole tangent about that another time, but everybody now, all these fucking generation X, Y, Z, whatever they are, they're all trying to steal my 90s. It's not your 90s. It's my 90s. You weren't there. Get off it. Anyway, it's all just this regurgitation. Every show is being remade. Every clothing look is being regurgitated. It doesn't belong to you, little youngins. It's not your thing. You didn't live it. You didn't feel that angst. Anywho, Johnny Clegg and Savuka was this amazing, innovative band, and Johnny Clegg formed together with Savuka, which I believe means, loosely translated, like reawakening, I think. Look it up. Savuka. Great word. But it was the first interracial band formed during the apartheid era in South Africa. And I actually had a chance to meet Johnny Clegg about a year and a half before he passed away, and that was really special to me. And I was wearing this shirt. My mom and I got to go to a reunion concert, and he was so lovely and so kind. But it was my Uncle Larry's absolute favorite band. He was just in love with their music and the uplifting feeling and the unity of cultures. And gosh damn, if we're not still fighting for that so hard, tooth and nail, it's so sad. That if I were to tell him what's up right now, which I will at some point talk to him about it, I would be like, yeah, the progress, it's been minimal. Some good fights going on, but we've like backslid in a lot of ways. Whew, it's harsh. It's harsh. But there is light. I have a really amazing story about my Uncle Larry, but it's hard for me to tell because I know people doubt me, like I know they do. Even people who really love me, probably even like my closest people, a lot of them would be like, no, come on, Teal. I get that a lot. Oh, Teal. And it's like, at this point, in my mid-30s, said this before, I'll probably say it again, I don't give a shit who believes the things I've experienced, because I know with my full body, soul, heart, mind that they happened. And as I've said in previous videos, freaky shit happens to me all the time. I'm a very witchy woman. I can't help it. I've been visited by spirits since I was a child. It's just something I've come to accept, and I don't question it anymore. I just embrace it and have gratitude for it. And sometimes it's not so easy. I have premonitions all the time about shit that actually happens, and sometimes that's actually really burdensome when you have to go to somebody and be like, tap, 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 excuse me, you have to look out for this terrible thing, and you're not going to believe me at all, but it's soup's real. It's a hard conversation to have. Anyway, but so I had one of the most intense paranormal experiences I've ever had regarding my Uncle Larry. And if you don't believe me, cool. That's peace, y'all. That's fine. I still got love for you. But it straight up happened. So I was at AMDA, the American Musical and Dramatic Academy in Hollywood. I don't regret going there, but I still owe them a lot of money, and I did not get a degree. I got a certificate that says I'm an actor. Right. Wouldn't take it back, but boy, stings a little that they still want all these chunks of my flesh. I'm like, but I didn't even get a degree. But I was going to AMDA in Hollywood, and I had terrible roommates. Oh my God, story for another time. One cool one, but you know who you are if you know who you are. But for the most part, it was a bad scene. And I did not feel supported at all. I felt bullied. My cat had just died, and they did this bizarre thing just to sort of bully me, where they cut out pictures of like celebrities that I don't like Paris Hilton, and you get the idea, and put them all over my apartment and hid them in my underwear drawers and shit. And I flew into a rage. I mean, I was pissed. Granted, they didn't know that my cat had just died, but it was like, dude, you don't need to like fuck with somebody that much for any reason. And I mean, we're talking an aggressive, like, in all my shoes. It'd be like putting on a pair of shoes, and yeah, there would be Paris Hilton staring back at me, or other celebrities who shall remain nameless, because I don't even want to give them the airtime in my mouth. But yeah, so I was extremely emotionally volatile from that experience, my cat dying, and not feeling close to the people I was living with, and having other mean girl situations at an acting school, which is no surprise. And then, very soon after that, found out my Uncle Larry had passed away. And, oh, shit got dark. Shit got so dark for me. And there was no one to, like, talk to. I couldn't lean on anybody. And I am allergic to alcohol. Fun fact, totally part of the story. Very allergic, like scientifically no bueno, not okay for me to drink the booze. But of course I tried to fight that in my, late teens and early 20s and be like, no, I'm cool. I just have to push past it. I just have to like build up a tolerance. Almost dying a few times later, I figured out, no, bitch, you're actually just severely allergic. Like full blown, I break out in hives on my neck, and my chest, and my face, and my arms. I get these weird spider webby like rashes that come up my face, and I ooze and barf, and horrible things happen. So, right after my uncle died, I of course took the opportunity to drink an entire bottle of champagne, because it was like I was 21 and that's how I felt would be a good way to cope with that pain. And it was bad. Think Exorcist. So I had expelled, throweth uppeth into a bucket, or a trash can. It was like a plastic trash can by my bed, and I had dropped my very cheap slider phone, flippy slider cheapo phone. No smart tech existed at this time, but I dropped the damn thing in the throw up, and it was profusely bad. The phone short-circuited and just died completely, and had like glitchy little robot death screen on it. So everything was going wrong. Everything was just completely terrible. And I felt so angry at everyone. And the next day, my roommates were all gone somewhere, I don't know where, and I was all alone and felt very sick. And mind you, I was wide awake. Like, life was real. This was not a dream. I tried to eat some soup. It made me feel horrible. I called my best friend. I talked to my parents for a little bit about coming home for my Uncle Larry's funeral. Did some real world things. Like, this is all documented real. I was alive and awake and fine and felt sick, but I wasn't, like, intoxicated or anything. Looking at the phone, so pissed off about the phone. Like, man, I couldn't afford shit. I still can't. But it was like, that was my first phone. That was my first cell phone. And I was so sad. My cat was dead. My uncle was dead. Everything felt like really stacked against me. And I heard my phone ringing. And I looked down, and it was my Uncle Larry calling me. Now I'm telling you that this happened. I have no reason to make this up. I still have a hard time believing it myself. I mean, obviously I had a hard time believing it when it happened, but like, he was calling me in broad daylight on my broken phone. Laddie, I always called him. Uncle Laddie calling. And I answered. And I ran out to the balcony. There was this little tiny metal balcony, and I don't know why my thought was like, oh, heaven, like the sky, like maybe I'll get better reception if I'm like outside with the heavenly rays or whatever. And he kept it real short and sweet. And he just said, you know, kiddo. That's what he always called me. Kiddo, it's gonna be all right. I promise. I'm telling you, it doesn't seem like that, but everything is gonna be all right. And I didn't get to say anything, and then the call was gone, and the phone was dead again. And that happened, guys. Like, I was not on drugs. I was not even high on marijuana. There's no way that the champagne had that long-lasting of an effect. And it happened. So, I believe in things like that. And I wish he would call, like, tonight. You know what I mean? Like, I really wish he would just call me tonight and be like, once again, I've looked into things. We're gonna be good. Because that would be really comforting to me. Yeah, so I miss him. That's hard. Things are hard right now. We like got to hold each other up. I also posed in front of this painting. It seemed kind of appropriate for my angsty poetry. And I just want to say, side note, that the poem doesn't necessarily have to do with Uncle Laddie, Larry boy, but I know that he would be so for me doing all this. He would be so into it and so just like, yeah, kiddo, get him. I know that. So that makes me feel good. Because I know other family members would not necessarily feel that way about my content, but Larry got me. But yeah, I decided to pose in front of this because it was actually started by a very, very aggressively abusive ex that I had. Like, abusive. Put his following girlfriend in the hospital. And he was a painter. He started this, just the first, like, little layer of it. And he was, like, going to school for this shit. And then I was over one day, and he gave me the paints, and I did that. Just fucking around, like, really not even trying. And I remember the rage and resentment that he showed me, that it looked anywhere close to good or decent or okay. Like, he just boiled this anger for me because I excelled at something, or, you know, excelled at something that he wanted to excel at, and that just really lit him off. And so I wanted to use it as this kind of analogy, because this is like a little bit of a angry poem, or like a grasping at what the fuck is going on right now kind of poem. And it just is an example to me of turning something really hideous and awful and terrible into something beautiful, and owning it and being like, yeah, I got out of there and I made that, and it's okay, and I learned something, and I try to help other women making stupid decisions about men, which, like, most all of us do, and almost none of us listen to good advice about it. That is tried and true research there. So, yeah. Thanks for being with me, guys. I just have a heavy freaking heart tonight. My heart is just a big thing to carry around right now. But I'm doing poetry anyway. So we're already at 20 minutes. Holy shit. So I'm going to do my poem now. And it is just, I wrote it, I guess, about 2 weeks before the storming of the Capitol and the insurrection and the absolute loss of sanity. And it's weird because you can kind of hear in the writing some almost premonition-y things, vibes, or things that just kind of seem to line up with what's going on. And that was me just trying to process what this stuff was, me just processing what was trying to happen. The words in my throat and mouth are struggling to come to you on the surface. This was me just writing about what was happening a few weeks ago and trying to process it. And boy, has it gotten massively crazier since then. But anyway, it's kind of just about trying to hold on to the pieces of yourself, especially the ones that you've worked really hard to keep whole. So, it is called Broken Bits O' Brilliance. We wanted no end and lots of means. We wanted deep dreams and scenes so sweet. We wanted true friends, and they wanted our meat. I am just a factory of heat and tubes. How might you choose to put my pain to use? Coefficient element, omnipresent relevance, omniscient phosphorescence circumvents. Hesitant representatives, oligarchical sedatives, comparative competitiveness, relative relentlessness, invent solvent superlatives. Worked up whirling dervishes, revolving bored and churlish kids, girlish eyelids go bat, bat, bat. And you know you fucking like that. Spat your germs on a goddess you treated like some dumb itch. Switched your tone when she gave you the slip. Dip your head low. Tell 'em I said so. Tell 'em it's low blows for those blowhards from now on. By the end of this would-be song, we'll take the wheel and move along in a revolutionary way. Say what we mean what we say. Play twice as hard as we work. Yeah, Miley, yeah, TikTokers, you go ahead and twerk away, while we just dance slow and pray to Luna's glow, eat fat plums, watch plants grow. Naked body painting every Tuesday night. Don't be so fake and full of spite, or you'll miss out on the invite. It's in sight, it's on bright, it's on set and on site, it's just right, not a half-life. That sip is spiked, and I'm flippin' hyped, us aliens gonna make it right. Enough of this weighted plight, tearing bricks down for a little sun to stay somewhat alive. Battleship to B5. Just hold life, just hold tight, just keep up. She withstood the fight, and she's still a lady. Keep wild, baby, keep light on your toes. Shed your disguise until your soul shows. Come on, we're so fucking close to that impossible carnival prize. The big one you can see from the rides. I know you're sick, dizzy, and in a tizzy from all these failed tries, screaming please as the Holy Grail hides in plain sight. Darling, just hold tight. Darling, it's all right. But then, I don't know. I guess I'm just hoping so? My skills at coping slow down. They're all betting on these sad clowns. All the while our fragile hearts pound. I don't want a bunker underground. I want the sound of a healthy ocean. I want an instant cure-all potion. I want a world where we don't know the notion of hate, where the motion of fate is a sultry dance and a great escape, where the kids can't wait to compose letters and be better than we expect them to, where we don't know the words neglect and abuse. A world where we agree to some kind of truce. If we think this is freedom, our understanding of the definition's loose. That's my poem. I realized that I was going to go into a backstory about the naked body painting. But guys, I've told you a lot from my heart tonight. So tell you what, you tune in tomorrow, stick it out with me, and I'll dive into that juicy pot of tea. 'Cause that's some good shit. Those are some good stories right there, the naked body painting stories. And to anyone out there who is lucky enough to know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about because they were there, we need to bring that back. Post-COVID, come on. Let's stop being so damn old, okay? Because we used to, like, really get down in some very bohemian ways, and we need to, like, get that popping again, okay? So, gosh, there's so much more I want to say. I just want to, like, therapy sesh with y'all, but I already kind of have, and I've broken down a lot of walls, and I've shown you a lot. So, I will just say, listen to Johnny Clegg and Savuka. This shit was revolutionary and way ahead of its time. And slow down. Be still. Be quiet. Talk to someone you love who's there. Talk to someone you love who's gone. I love you, Larry. I miss you. Wish you were here to listen to my poetry, but I think maybe you are. Thank you for being with me. I really love you all. Good night.